Okay, good morning. This is my Range Rover 3 litre TD6. It's the HSE model, fitted with 22-inch Overfinch wheels, all with plenty of meat left on them. I'd say there's about between 5 and 6 millimeters worth of tread on each tyre, so you won't be needing to change them anytime soon. I'd say this is a slightly different colour actually. Most you see in white, black or silver, and this is actually a sort of a burgundy, maroony kind of red, which a lot of my friends and family actually said suits this car. It's quite nice, so yeah, no, it does look good. The last owner fitted these what look like stick-on chrome strips that have gone on obviously the pillars here. Personally not to my taste, but if you like them, that's great, they can stay. If you don't like them, however, all you need to do, like I say, they are stick-on, so they will come straight off, and then use an alcohol based solution just to wipe obviously the glue off underneath, and that will obviously reveal the original black pillars that are there. I was planning on wrapping this white, keeping it for myself, facelifting it to look like a 2012 plate, which is changing the back lights. If you're really picky, you could change the bumper as well, and of course it's the front headlights that need to be changed if you are thinking of facelifting it, the bumper, obviously the grille as well. A lot of people say the wings need changing as well. They can do, but you can actually modify them just cutting a tiny little strip out so that the 12 plate lights with all the daytime running lights actually fit into the wings a bit better. They're supposed to line up, as you can see, just like this, the 12 plate lights, and what you do is you actually take a little bit out of the wing, just a tiny bit. Have a look on with the Wheeler dealers where Ed China actually did something very similar to this. But no, back to the car in question. We'll take a little walk around, I think, first. It's got the split rear tailgate. If I just show you that. Oh, probably help if I unlocked it. There you go, it's unlocked. So that obviously lifts up like that. And the button, there's a button there. Obviously removes that down. This has got a tow bar, so it actually comes with a spare number plate as well. So as you can see, that splits. There's your tow bar down there. It's got twin electrics. I think it looks quite nice on this, on these 22-inch Overfinch wheels. They really set it off. Now, if we look inside, probably best to go around the driver's side actually. If we pop inside, I can show you all of the electrics and what's included and what you get on this car, as it's fully loaded. Is a bit of an understatement really, but we'll have a look anyway. Right, probably the perfect car for me really. I'm 6'6" myself. It's the only reason I'm selling and not keeping it for myself is because it's cleared me out buying this car. So I'm just trying to. I'm in the process of moving house as well. So it's you know, it's unfortunate really it came along at this time. Otherwise I would have bought it a few months later. But here we go. Look, let's turn that off. Okay, what have we got then? Let's have a look. Let's start over here. It's full grey leather interior with piping as well. If we move to the front, it's got this head unit. It doesn't have the screen head unit, but the screen head units come on the Vogue. This is an HSE, so it comes with this well, it's basically a BMW head unit. Everything is based on the BMW E39 inside. Buttons are very similar. If you actually take off this surround, underneath there it will actually say BMW Professional. So everything really is BMW on this car, right down to the engine. It's got the common Range Rover thing where the pixels, I mean this is a BMW thing actually, where the pixels start to sort of deteriorate over time and you can't always see which radio station you're listening to. But if we turn it on, generally if the temperature outside gets warmer, they start to appear a bit better. But so I'm not quite sure what that's all about. But as you can see, I can see I'm listening to Kiss 100 there. But yeah, I mean I've programmed the channels so I know which are which, and obviously you can search as well, search the radio stations too. But if we just turn that off, obviously you've got a glove box there with the lock. If we move into the centre, you've got climate control, so obviously you can do either half of the car. This button here is, rather than point everything onto the windows, point it onto the side windows, point it onto the back window, this basically, by pressing this button, is almost like a quick let's demist the entire car. So you press that button and it does the front, the back and the sides. That's just the back if you just want the back. Like I say, this is the climate control, so obviously you just move it up, you know, temperature gauge like that. You've got heated seats in the front, automatic, which obviously, you know, senses the temperature outside and then switches on accordingly. What else have you got? That does the boot at the back, so the splitting boot, so you can press that and it unlocks it if someone wants to get out of the car and get something from the boot. That's to mute the parking sensors. So obviously when you're reversing and you're in a tight space, that bonging noise can get quite annoying. So if you just press that button, it mutes it. Of course, whether you want it on your face, whether you want it on the window, whether you want it on your feet. You've got DSC, which is the traction control. That all works. You can turn that on, turn that off. Air conditioning, recirculable air, it's got there as well. What else have we got? I think one of the most important things to remember on this, it's got air suspension. So that all works. If we turn on the ignition, it recently had a new air compressor in the boot. Sometimes these can fail, and it can come up with that common thing on the dashboard where it says air suspension inactive. And the forums are riddled with people trying to find out what this means and how to solve this issue. But what it actually is, 9 times out of 10, it's your air compressor in the boot that's leaking, and the piston inside the air compressor is not basically not pumping the bags up on all 4 corners. You've got 4 bags, which, without sort of trying to sound patronising, they fill it with air, obviously, and the car goes up and down. But it's had a new air compressor, so you won't have to worry about that. That's a key thing. Obviously it goes down, press it like that, and the car will automatically move down. If we wait, I can feel it moving down now. There we go. And when the light flashes, or when the light stops flashing and it moves to the sort of the lower one, obviously indicates that the car has moved down. If you're about to go off road, you can move it up to the top one, but the bottom one and the top one, I think, have maximum speed limits of about, I'm not sure, I think it's about 15-20 miles an hour. So you can't go any faster with it that low or that high. That's why it stays 9 times out of 10. It will actually automatically change as well. It will recognise when it's done 20 miles an hour or going over 20 miles an hour, and will automatically move to the middle level, if you like. It's also got a picture of a road and a light next to that as well. What that indicates is motorway mode. So you can't actually put that in motorway mode whilst you're at a standstill. After about a mile of going down a motorway or a fast A road, it will automatically change into that setting, and it will actually sort of hunker down a bit. It will lower itself to be more streamlined, fuel efficient, that type of stuff. So when you're on the motorway, obviously the clock all working. You've got low range and high range gearbox there as well. Talking of gearbox, it's had a new gearbox, and it's also had a new torque converter as well. I think I've got receipts for all of that in the pack. So yeah, I mean, the 3 key things really that this car has had is a new air compressor. They're not that cheap. It's had a new gearbox, and it's had a new torque converter as well. So it pulls very well through all of the gears. No lagging, no jerkiness. Just as you'd expect. It's a luxury car. You've got an armrest with a cigarette lighter, if you like, type 12 volt insert there, so I suppose you could charge your phone in the armrest. It's also got a little vent in there to keep that things cool. If we put that down, there's another one on top, so I suppose that's for loose change or whatnot. It's also got a Traffic Master button as well. I've never used this myself, but Traffic Master is well, essentially what it sounds like. Traffic Master is essentially what it's saying. It gives you traffic alerts if you press that, and I think it dials in and cuts out the radio at certain points. If we look at the lights, obviously that dims how bright it is on the dash. You've got xenon lights, fog lights obviously. 4 electric windows. This button here folds the mirrors in if you're going down a particularly narrow street and you don't want to knock your mirrors off. You can obviously lock it at the back. What we've got down here, electric seats, that all works. Up and down, memory seats. You can actually set it so that when you unlock the car it automatically sets itself in the position. Again, at the back, plenty of room. My daughter sits in this car, stretches her legs out, and she can't even touch the seats in front. But then she is just approaching 2 years old, so she's probably she's not a full-grown child, if you like, yet. The wheels in more detail with the mud flaps there. Bit of mud on them. Where I live out the back, it's a bit muddy and a bit rutty, so I could probably do with a bit of a clean again. There we go. Right, so I think the next thing to do is to start her up. There we go. It was serviced 2,000 miles ago as well. It was serviced in the last 2,000 miles, so I think it was about 1,800 miles ago to be exact. If we just lift the bonnet, there you go. And like I say, everything on this car really is BMW. This is a BMW 3-litre diesel engine. Same one that you'd find in the X5, same one that you'd find in the 530 diesel, same one that you'd find in the 730 diesel. In fact, I think it's the same one that you'd also find in the 330 diesel as well. So it's a good engine. Like I say, they use it in all of the cars. More than enough power, I'd say, in a car of this size. It doesn't struggle at all, has plenty of power. Will overtake lorries very easily as well, so it's got enough acceleration and grunt there and torque to overtake. But yeah, everything pretty clean under here. It's always been looked after, this car, you can definitely tell that. If we shut that. Right, let's just take it around the car park. I don't fancy taking it sorry, don't fancy taking it outside on the road. I don't have anything to clamp this camera to. I'm using my phone, so right, there we go. What we'll do, we just go round the car park. See, it does have some power to it. Does have some power. Okay. Very comfortable ride. But yeah, pulls up and down the gears perfectly. Right, have I missed anything? Oh, of course we've got cruise control on the steering wheel here. Audio controls, horn, as we just heard there. There's another lever. I don't know if you can see it. It's actually down the back here. This one here actually tilts the steering wheel up and down and in and out. Parking lights. You've got your trip computer button there. What else have you got? Rain sensor wipers. It's fully loaded, this car, as you'd expect. I mean, these were about £70,000 when they were new, so it's got everything you expect it to have. But I think we'll just do one final walk around, and I think that'll be it for the car. Oh, I think I'll give it a rev as well, just to show you. Doesn't the smoke coming out the back? There we go. No smoke. Beautiful car. There we go. So if we just walk back around the front, there are no scratches at all on the paintwork. The last owner loved and cherished this car and waxed it like you wouldn't believe. So the paintwork's been protected as well. There's no rust, no marks, no scratches. Taxes till February, March, April, May, June. Apologies, that's May, isn't it? So it's taxes till May. MOT is until June. So there we go. Any questions? Give me a shout and let me know. Cheers. Bye for now.